Hello there. Today, we're going to take a quick look at channels in MIPS programming. So here in my setup, I have two chips. They're not connected to each other on a data network, but they are connected over the same power network. And here I have an input, currently set to 102. You can see it's showing up over there. What channels does is it basically takes um, you push a variable from your data network and you can push it into the power network. A little bit like logic mirrors, where you can push data from one network to another. But unlike a logic mirror that can send all the data from a machine selected to a different data network, this can set 8 variables to a different data network, or 8 variables to the same data network for some reason you want to do that. Maybe for a logic mirror, I'm not sure if that would actually work on a logic mirror. It's worth looking at. But let's take a look at the code. So on the side I'm reading my variable from, we have some pretty basic setup code. We're selecting the memory, we're getting the memory setting, right? Putting it into var2. But here's where the magic is. I'm setting this device, the circuit housing, to on this particular data port. So adding a colon and 0 would be the output for the data port of this device, of the circuit housing. But 1 outputs it onto the power. And I'm outputting onto channel 0. There's 0 through 7, I want to say. 0 through 7. And I'm outputting variable 2. Okay? It's not too outlandish. I'm not sure that it's possible, perhaps, if I set this to D4 and I have one of these miners on D4, it is possible I could set it to data out the power port of one of these miners. And then over here we have our receiving side. Again, it's just connected by data network. If we look at the code here, we're setting a pin and aliasing a variable. And I have to turn the LED on at some point, right? Then I'm loading the variable from the circuit housing and from the power port, and I'm loading channel 0. Now, if I change this to channel 7, it wouldn't load anything. It would show NaN, or not a number. So because that one's set to, the other one's set to channel 0, this one's set to channel 0, and that's what I want. And I'm setting the LED with that variable. It's a lot simpler than it sounds. So let's just change it out and see what it does. Get a screwdriver. I'll just change it to 202. And you can see it's a little bit slower than if it was on the same data network. But there it goes, it's working. Now if I had only set the data once, and then I changed the power network somehow, for some reason, this variable would go away. So it's called volatile. So every time the data network that it's being pushed over changes, that cable network, the variable disappears. The channel gets reset. So you have to loop out. That's it. See you later.